check out the entire show, just hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. We move on to another big game, ACC Big Ten Challenge, 12 p.m. Eastern. Number 23rd ranked Louisville Cardinals, 4-0 on the season. First road game of the year at number 12, Wisconsin Badgers, 5-1, 5-0 at home, Kohl Center in Madison, Wisconsin. FanDuel has this as Wisconsin 5.5-point favorites with a total of 131 and a half. We'll start with Louisville. They've been off for 18 days while they dealt with a COVID outbreak. Coach Mack says 90% of the team has had COVID and has recovered. They're expected to have, and this is the tricky stuff that John was alluding to when he's talking about COVID, they are expected to have only 7 or 8 scholarship players available for the noon tip-off. I mean, can we get more information than that? We're talking about a Louisville Cardinals team that's already had injuries, hurt them badly. I mean, they didn't even start the season with a full squad. Forget COVID. I mean, they've had the deal with the absence of center Malik Williams with a foot injury, guards Charles Minland with a knee injury, and Josh Nickelberry with a knee injury, both of them with knee injuries. With all that said, Louisville's opened their season with 4 home victories. They beat up on Evansville, Prairie View, and Western Kentucky by 20-plus each. They barely got past Seton Hall, 71-70. They have 5 players averaging double digits. They're led by senior guard Carlik Jones, who averages 17.3 points and 7 rebounds. They've hit 51.9% from the field, average 15 assists per game, outscore their opponents by an average of 19.8 points per game. Playing good basketball. Wisconsin bounced back from their lone road loss 67-65 at Marquette by defeating Rhode Island 73-62 and Loyola Chicago 77-63 at home, led by 6'10 senior forward Micah Potter, who's averaging 12.8 points and 6.7 rebounds. Here we go. And Circa has Wisconsin as 6-point favorites, FanDuel as 5.5-point favorites. John Ryan, game 2 on your card. Take it away.
Well, the COVID is a real deal. And what I haven't learned, maybe you can tell me, is that it seems like you get a positive test and then you go like 7 to 10 days and all of a sudden you're like good as new again. And I have a problem trying to understand how that can be when it's so potentially devastating, even to athletes. So, you would think that if you had the flu, by example, if you had some kind of serious illness and you just got over it, it would still take another week or two or more to get back to full strength, but it didn't seem to be that way. So if we assume that the players that are available that are playing, and I'm going to be checking this list again tomorrow, but on Louisville, I like Louisville in this game. I think I'm surprised the line is as low as it is, and sometimes, as Jimmy knows, it's contrarian nature. I've looked at these things for so long, it just is a knee-jerk reaction to what I'm seeing. When I'm expecting to see 8, 9 in this game because of the news, and all of a sudden it's 5.5, it makes me go, whew, wow. Like tonight's USC game. I love USC on the show we did earlier this week, but the line is 3, and Oregon. I just don't get it. I'm missing something, and it bothers me. So I'm not quite as bullish on USC. Same thing here with my intuition that. That line is funky, and I want to be taking points in these games, especially early on in this season, because that's where the value is. The public is going to look at last year's records and compare them, and then they're going to say, well, no, that team's going to win by 10. And that's a sure recipe to lose some money. But on the Louisville side, they have 5 players averaging double digits right now. Jones is 17.3, as you mentioned. Then you have David Johnson as a guard. That's the second guard in double digits. They have Samuel Williamson, 11.5. That's a third guard. Withers, 11.75. He's a forward and another guard. They have 4 guards averaging double-digit points. I almost feel like I'm talking about Villanova. I think Louisville right now, maybe not at the end of the year, because I like Wisconsin as a team. Big Ten could put 10 teams in the tournament, and that's the reality right now. I don't see any other way unless one of the teams has a tremendous amount of injuries that they don't put 9 or 10 in the tournament, and Wisconsin will be obviously one of them. But right now, right here, tomorrow, I think Louisville's the right play, and they have the better team metrics, which I can quickly just gloss over here. Louisville is assisted field goal made. They're 89th. The reading's .545. Again, that's how well you pass the ball on offense to get that best shot. Wisconsin is 136th with a .529. And again, just like we reviewed that previous game with Iowa, being an underdog, and here again, Louisville an underdog, better ball handling team. I'm on them.
I understand. I completely understand the breakdown. And the only concern is this pandemic dealing with us with right now. When you read an article that's saying they expect 7 or 8 scholarship players available for noon tip-off, and they don't explain who that is. Louisville's been off 18 days. I mean, the key is to trust Coach Mack. That's what you're doing. So
yeah, and make sure that those names I mentioned, those especially those 4 guards, are not on the physically unable to perform list.
Yeah.
For this play to be valid for me tomorrow, going to the window, it's a caveat here, but I'll stand accountable for making the bet now, regardless of what happens tomorrow. Because sometimes you overthink these things. So, do you need all 4 of those guards in the game? Well, maybe not. Maybe somebody will step up and fill the void, and a new player on the team will take several steps forward to fill that gap. So you really can't say, oh, this guy's not playing, so I'm not going to bet the game. This game, I'll say it now, will be valid as long as at least one of those guards is playing.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And you're getting +6, -110 at Circa.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
All right, we have John Ryan on the board. Those are 2 12 p.m. Eastern games. He's backing Iowa Hawkeyes +3.5. He's backing Louisville Cardinals +6